So I'm gonna explain something to you guys. Some people, if you didn't know, Kanye West has a line, Yeezy, at the Gap. Now, the Gap is one of the two stores that I personally shop at. I shop at Uniqlo and I shop at Gap. Why? Because it's affordable, very plain, as in like stripes and solids, shit that you can wear like year round. And it's pretty high quality, right? So I've always shopped there. That's like where I shop. Anyway, so what Kanye West did is his Yeezy line, he's selling it out of trash bags on the floor in the Gap. So if you go to the Gap store and you buy like a Yeezy shirt, it costs like $250, but you have to dig through a trash bag in order to find it. Now, a part of the reason that I believe Kanye West did this is because Kanye West is a style icon. Like, he knows everything about style. He literally trained with Virgil, right? Like, he's like that style dude. Now, one thing, for a very long time, the upper middle class people have been flaunting things like diamonds, pearls, raw materials that are very expensive, but they're just unrelatable to more people who are from the developing world, immigrants, poor people in general. Like, so then there's all these things that have happened where you see poor people with like, you know, rhinestones and gold chains and all this shit, right? So now that stuff actually doesn't indicate wealth, but like actual poor people don't know that. And then new middle class people don't know that either. Because if you go buy a diamond, it looks expensive, right? It is expensive. But if you're not a jeweler, how do you know 24 carats from, let's say, more? Unless you really grew up with real diamonds, right? But most people haven't. And this is the other conversation I've had with you guys where I'm telling you, the fresh off the boats will come, like if they visit your home or something, and you live in a very middle class home, they'll be like, it's a mansion. You're like, no, bro, this is like a very standard house. And they'll be like, it should be on MTV Cribs. And it's like, wow. Or you can't tell the difference between like an expensive apartment or in a cheap apartment. Because like they just don't, they think all apartments are the same. It's crazy. It's just like, I think it's a part of like people not earning things for themselves and not paying for things themselves, so they don't know the value of some stuff. They just don't. Anyway, so I think Kanye West is trying to take us back. Not just back. I think he realizes that old, how do you say, like historic fashion moments are stuck in the closets of like our grandparents. And so a lot of people, especially like buppies and people who grow up in upper middle class neighborhoods, are rocking like grandfather sweaters. Like I did that all through college. I would just wear like all of Bobby's like sweaters and shit. Those sweaters are super expensive, you know, and they kept me warm all year round. Right? Like I would wear them, but like everyone doesn't have a grandfather sweater, so they might not know what it is and it's unrelatable. But I feel like Kanye West is trying to put a price on things that if you have the money, you could go buy it right now. So you understand like, oh my God, this thing that looks cheap is actually not cheap. I feel like also a really big thing in terms of American middle class culture is thrifting. I hate thrifting. Like I do not like wearing other people's shit. I think it's gross. I think other people are dirty. I don't think you should do it. But basic bitches love to thrift. So it's a thing. Like it's a real, that's why there's like Goodwills in every like middle class neighborhood. Thrifting is major. I don't know. Some people love thrifting. I don't know. Maybe I should shut the fuck up because I also was renting the runway and other people wear those dresses too. So it's complicated. It's layered. I don't know. What else? That actually might be all I have to contribute to that conversation at this point. But I just think it's very interesting to think about why he's selling very expensive clothes out of trash bags. It could also be because like a lot of the expensive clothes nowadays are very like, they look cheap. Like, to me, I feel like I can look at somebody's clothes and like tell their social class. Especially like a lot of the broke kids be wearing like, they're just so shiny and colorful. They look like tie-dye prints. There's another thing, there's that whole thing with the Jaden crew and the like trippy summer sort of like vibe where you just wear like tie-dye prints and jeans, like denim all year long. It's very simple, right? But I don't know. I gotta say, I'm an American Apparel girl for life just because I like the fit and just the classicness of like solid colors. I think I still have American Apparel shirts from like 10 years ago, which is crazy. But I think the thing about American Apparel was like most people, average girls cannot afford American Apparel. Like one American Apparel shirt costs like $79. So I was only able to get like 3 and I took care of those shirts. And they also, like I still have them. Like, but the store is not around anymore. I think it's just too unaffordable because there's the people who are actually like rich, and they wear those Mary Kate and Ashley shirts. They cost like $700 for one shirt. American Apparel is like the middle class version of that. So it's like, but still, like, there's just not enough people who would actually spend $79 on a shirt, on one shirt, you know? So, I don't know. It's interesting. Also, I've got to say, like, I never thought Gap would be the store that's, like, a sign of wealth. But honestly, right now, if you see a person who has Gap shit, they're probably, like, pretty wealthy. I wear Gap and Uniqlo. That's, like, pretty much everything I have. But, like, like, if you look out, if you see somebody with, like, the Uniqlo, that fluffer jacket, the one that's, like, I have a black one I wear all the time. I had a gray one, but the stalker stole it. But, yeah. Yeah.